When my great-uncle Paul passed away unexpectedly, I was surprised to learn that I was the sole beneficiary in his will. A distant relative, I had only met Paul a handful of times growing up at family gatherings. We were friendly, but not particularly close. The lawyer said Paul had left me his sprawling Victorian mansion in upstate New York, a place I faintly remembered visiting as a child. After the funeral, I made the 5-hour drive to the mansion, eager to see my unexpected inheritance. It was an imposing stone structure with pointed turrets and dozens of rooms inside. The lawyer had told me it sat on 50 acres of land, most of it unkempt and wooded. As I walked up to the imposing wrought iron front gates, a chill ran down my spine despite the warm spring day. The place was certainly run down, with overgrown landscaping and paint peeling from the exterior. But the lawyer had said the home had historical significance and value. I was determined to fix it up and sell it for a profit. The heavy front door creaked open reluctantly, as if the house was unhappy to have me invading its space. I coughed at the dust swirling in the air. The foyer was large and devoid of furniture. My footsteps echoed on the worn floorboards as I explored the first floor. The rooms were musty, but had ornate crown moldings and intricate parquet floors. As the sun began to set, I carried my suitcase up the grand staircase to find a bedroom to spend the night. The higher I climbed, the colder the air became. At the top of the staircase, a long hallway with several doors stretched out before me. I chose the room closest to the stairs and turned the rusty doorknob. Inside was a large bedroom, the walls covered in faded floral wallpaper. The king-sized mahogany bed was made up neatly with embroidered satin sheets. A painting of a severe-looking man with gray hair and piercing eyes stared at me from above the fireplace. Something about those eyes made me shiver. Exhausted from the drive and the shock of my new inheritance, I crawled into the massive bed without changing. But as I started to doze off, I thought I heard light footsteps and rustling outside my door. I sat bolt upright, listening intently. The old house creaked and groaned, but no other sounds reached my ears. Finally, I sank back onto the down pillows and drifted off to sleep. Sometime later, I awoke to a loud thump that seemed to come from the opposite end of the hallway. Heart racing, I grabbed my phone and turned on its flashlight. I slowly opened the bedroom door and shined the light down the hall. Nothing. Just as I was about to close the door, I heard what sounded like a child giggling echo from the other end of the hall. But surely I was alone here. Gripped by fear, I slammed the door shut and huddled in the bed until sunrise. In the morning, I felt silly about getting so scared. The isolation must have played tricks on my mind. After a quick breakfast, I decided to tackle cleaning out the attic to get a feel for what the house held. A rickety ladder led up to a dusty door in the ceiling. As I climbed into the cramped, sweltering attic, the air heavy with the scent of mothballs, I saw stacks of old furniture, boxes, and knickknacks that had been left forgotten. I opened one box to find old photo albums, full of black and white snapshots of serious-looking people posing stiffly. At the bottom of the box was a framed photo of a family. A young girl in a frilly white dress stood between a mother and father, their expressions grim. Scrawled in faded ink on the back was Rebecca, 1877. Digging through more boxes, I realized there had been a daughter named Rebecca who must have lived and died in the house over a century ago. I wondered if it could be her ghost I had heard giggling the night before. A chill ran up my spine despite the heat. Suddenly, the attic door slammed shut, sending the attic into darkness. I cried out in surprise and fear. When I climbed down the ladder and pushed at the door, it was stuck fast. I shoved my whole body against it to no avail. Gripped by terror, I realized I was trapped alone in this remote attic. I began to scream and pound at the immovable door as loud as I could. Just as my voice was growing hoarse, the door swung open abruptly. I tumbled down the ladder and lay shaking with relief on the floor. Quickly, I fled downstairs, grabbed my things from the bedroom, and left the property, planning to send a team to clear things out and get the house ready for sale another day. Enough was enough. As I drove away down the long gravel driveway, I saw a pale little face staring out from an attic window, like she was sad to see me go, but in the blink of an eye she was gone.